and welcome to my channel. My name's Dawn, I'm the Reclusive Crafter, and it is No Waste Wednesday. And I thought I'd give myself a little bit of a break from making pockets today, and I've been pulling out all my little bits and pieces because it is No Waste Wednesday. I've just been having a bit of a rummage like you do, and what have we got? So I've still got this this chiffony kind of material, which I can make use of for various things. I've pulled out some little bits of scraps of lace that I had lying around. We don't want that pink, do we? I've also got a number of little buttons which are quite cute. I've got some blue ones which obviously are ideal for the Blue Hues Vintage video. Blue Hues Vintage Journal. I put my teeth back in, sorry. And I've got some like grey, what are they, sort of mother of pearl buttons, a couple of those. I've got a couple of little mauvey, flowery shaped ones. And I've got some white ones, some little heart-shaped ones and some little flowery ones. And I just thought I'd see if I can incorporate them somehow. And my plan is to try and put a few little mixed media clusters together. I've also got these, which are from hole punch, punches from hole punches that I've punched out as well. And I've got some blue ones in here that I can try and make something up with. I have got, let me pop those in there. I have got the triangles that I cut from scrap paper as well. There's some blue bits and pieces in there. I've obviously got all of these little bits and pieces here that I showed you right at the start of the journal series. And then I've also got this, which is just a little box that I put things in. And I just thought I'd have a quick look through here to see what I've got blue that I could mayhaps make use of. I've got some little white hearts there. Those are quite cute, aren't they? Got a bit of dark blue there. And literally these are just very randomly. I have no real plan in mind. no news there then, eh? And oh, I've got a bit of, what's that? Bias binding, a little bit of bias binding. What else have we got? Got some more of that, some more of that. I've got a bit more of that. There's a little bit of blue there. So yeah, this is scraps in its truest form, peeps. And I am just going to see what we can do with it, if anything. I'm sure we can cobble something together to make use of, can't we? There's another teeny weeny bit there. You'll be surprised what you can do with a teeny weeny bit. Okay, so, let me just pop the, that's a little bit of bluish there. What is that? That's mauve. We don't want that. And we don't want that. Okay, so I've managed to pull out those few little bits. I don't know if I'm going to be... we don't want that. And we don't want that. Okay, so, yeah, you can see what rubbish I keep, can't you, honestly? But it's not rubbish, it's all good stuff. Right, let me pop those back in there. So, plan Stan. Let's see if we can get something going here. So the first thing I thought I would try and do, let me get a bigger bit of paper, little bit of paper. Where's, in actual fact, I'll use my board and the paper. Okay. So, first idea is to do a page edge, a couple of page edges. And I thought these make lovely page edges. So I'm going to pull these out because these are blue hue. Pull that out. How are you doing? Are we all right? What day is it? I'm losing track of the days. It's Wednesday. Of course it is. It's It's no waste Wednesday, honestly. I've got such a week of it at the moment. My other half is in hospital at the moment, so I'm having to do a little running around. Don't panic, by the way. I say he's perfectly fine. He's not fine, because otherwise he wouldn't be in hospital, but it's nothing too serious. But he needs some IV antibiotics and stuff, and they can't obviously do that at home, so he's in hospital for that at the moment. So I've got a lot of running around, and yeah, I've got the 2 dogs as well, so trying to juggle between leaving the 2 dogs on their own for too long and running up to the hospital. It's all a bit manic, to be fair, but I'm fine. We can deal with these things. And then fitting my videos in too, obviously. Got to have your priorities, haven't you? Bless him, he's so fed up with it all, he really is, but never mind, it is what it is. You know, you just have to go with the flow, don't you? Right, you can't really see what I'm doing on that. So, right, what am I doing? I am doing, I know what I could use. Where is that? Bear with me just one mo, please. I will be back momentarily. Is it in here? Oh shoot, what have I done? Oh, I found it. Found it. So I can use this as a base, can't I? So you've seen me use this before. This was wrapped around some pajamas that I bought just before Christmas, and I thought I'd hang on to it because I thought, you know what, we can make use of that somehow. And I will, because what I'm actually going to do with this, I am going to make I can't think what it's called. My brain's gone peeps. It's not a runner. What's it called? Help me out, folks. Shout at me. Send me your vibes. It's something anyway. So I am literally going to shove stuff on here. And I'm making a paper edge anyway, but that's not what it's called. It'll come to me. Eventually, it will come to me. And I am going to randomly stick bits down on here. Snippet! There we go. I knew it would come to me to make a snippet. A snipperoon I am making to do a page edge. And it'll just make use of these bits and pieces that I have lying around, won't it? That'll be lovely. And if you've never made anything like this before, you literally, it is what it says on the tin. You know, you're literally just sticking your little old random bits down. Any old who. There doesn't have to be any rhyme or reason to it. And just making use of your wee bits and pieces. And if Susie is watching, I do apologise for that terrible Scottish accent there. Not my best, I know. I do it all the time. I really shouldn't. I really, really shouldn't. Okay, so moving on swiftly from that. Oh dear. So like I say, as you can see, you know, I'm not spending a deal of time thinking about this. I'm just throwing bits onto a bit of ribbon, really. Literally just throwing bits on some ribbon. Any old who. This doesn't seem to want to be coming out of here very well. It's probably getting a bit gloopy. It's been in here for ages, to be fair. I don't use the Fabri-Tac. Ooh, got it on there now, look. I don't use the Fabri-Tac very often. it is a really good glue, but I generally only obviously use it when I'm working with fabric, and it does tend, if you don't use it, to get a little glooperupio. I think I'll use that as my technical term for today, gloopy-rupio. Okay, I'm not going to do this too long. I've just realised I've got a gap there. We don't want gaps, do we? I might cut this. Where's my little old scissors? I just want a little piece to go on there. Look at that. That's nice. There we are. Smashing. Yeah, so sticking down. Once I've got the base down, then I can go back and add bits, which is always a fun thing to do as well. And I will show you what I mean with that in a moment. Like I say, this is all very, very random. No real rhyme or reason. Might run out of bits, to be honest with you. I don't know how many more blue bits I've got. The other thing with it as well, it's actually getting your bits kind of random as well, which is always interesting. That's not a very good shape, is it? Let me triangulise that off. Just want a few little sparkly bits, because I have said that I want sparkles in my journals. We want pretties, don't we? Yes, we do. And as you can see, this is a kind of a randomish. I'm going to put one of these up here because that looks a bit too big, that bit up there. So I'm just going to randomly pop that on there as well. That's better. There we go. Right, how long is this so far? Because I only need it to be... How long do I need it? I don't really need it that long, do I? I think it's about 8 inches memory. You think I would know this by now, wouldn't you? 8 1/4 inches max is what I need. So, oh, and we're there. Look at that. How marvelloso. Okay, so I am there with that. So let me pop these little bits in here. Okay, and now what I am going to do, I am going to randomly stick little bits along here to make it beautiful and lovely and gorgeous and all those things. So I'm going to cut this off here, I think, like so. Pop that there. Hopefully I haven't cut that too short, have I? 8 1/4, almost exactly, look. Oh, it is exactly. If we go to that point there, it's exact. Blooming heck. Oh, sometimes I astound myself with the lack of planning, really. Right, now I want to add a few little bits. I'm just going to throw some bits at this, literally. Just throw a few little bits at it just to see what I think. And yeah, see where we go from there. I don't want that. I'd like to use that on something else. That's a pretty button, isn't it? I'd like to use that on something else. Right, I'm just randomly putting bits in here. Okay. Little blue bit up there. I like that. And then, let me pop that pin in there for a minute, because it is getting a bit gloopy. And then, doopy-doopy-doo. Just wondering if I want to back some of these with a little bit of stuff. That looks nice. I like it. I'm going to pop that bit there with maybe that. Yep. These little random bits, do I want... I might just use, not that longer bit, but this little bit. I might just pop a couple of these tiny little pieces on. And so I've got a bit there. I'm going to pop a bit under that button there. Okay. In actual fact, I'm not going to pop a bit under that button there because we seem to have a lot going on around here. I'm going to pop that under that one. Okay, I'm happy with that little layout. Might even go up there with that. I'm happy with that layout, so I'm just going to stick those down. And then I'm randomly going to put a few of these tiny little pieces just dotted in and see how that looks. Yes, and then that will be a little corner snippet. It won't be a corner snippet at all. It will be a little page edger, all being well and all that. And then, of course, I'm going to have to make some more, aren't I? But I won't do that on camera because I wouldn't say it's time consuming, but it's a little bit fiddly. And you've seen the principle of the process, haven't you? So I'm sure you would all be able to go away and play with your own pieces and see what you can come up with. But this is no waste at its absolute best, because, you know, when I talk about no waste, I literally mean no waste. I mean, even, you know, tiny little pieces like this, you can make use of. They make lovely little additions to things, just almost like little gems just dotted here and there. They're absolutely ideal, aren't they? And beautiful too. Absolutely beautiful. You see, you don't need pearls and diamonds and emeralds and all of that malarkey to make nice things. And again, this is really junk journaling at its finest as well. You know, if you're into junk journaling as opposed to using digitals, this is ideal for that as well. Because you can, you know, you can cut all these colours and things out of magazines. You know, it doesn't have to be from a digital. You can literally find these bits and pieces from any old where, really. Literally any old where. This glue is getting very gloopy. Gloopy, gloopy loopy. There we go. I don't think today's video is going to be too long, which you'll probably all be pleased about, because I do blither on quite some, don't I, sometimes. I blither on. There we go. Pop that there. I really like this. This is developing very prettily, even if I do say so mine own self. I'm getting in a right gluey mess here. Right then, okay. Loving these little buttons, they're cute. Cutie malooty. Oh look, I've got strings and strings of glue. Strings and strings of glue be do. Ah, that's so sticky. Okay, one last little button to go on. I do not use buttons anywhere near enough. I don't have a copious amount of buttons, to be fair, but I don't tend to use them very often, which is probably why I haven't got copious amounts of them. Right then, so that's that. So that's where we've got with it so far, peeps. Okay, liking that. I am going to throw a little bit of glue under there because although that's on the fabric, I'd like some of these pieces to stick together a little bit, just to add a little bit more stability. So there we go, that's better. Let's bitterine it. A little bit under there, smasharoons, stick down. Perfect, Armando. Right then, so what, pray tell of the what's, are we doing with these little bits? I'm not sure. I don't know. I quite like that there. I quite like that there. Yes. Okay. Alrighty. And what about this one up here? Yes. Okay. I think the pale blue is a bit pale, isn't it? Where is that lace that I had? That tiny, tiny little bit of lace. What did I do with that, Folkaroons? Do you know? Is it under here? Where's it gone? I had that little bit of cut off lace, didn't I? What did I do with it? Oh, that's jolly annoying because this would have been a really good project to use that on. I felt sure I had it here just a minute ago. What did I do with it? I do not know. Oh, that's sad. I've mislaid it. Oh well, I'll make another one with it on, I'm sure. Okay. Right, let me see if we want a few little bits of laces dotted around. Mayhaps we will. And like I say, I am just using teeny weeny tiny bits just to give, I don't know, to give it, I wouldn't say more interest, but just well, I suppose it does give it more interest, but a little bit more depth, I suppose. It's something different for the eye to look at, isn't it? That was quite nice, actually. I quite like that. Right, so let me pop these bits down. Where's my tissue? There it is. I might even find that other tiny little bit of lace while I'm messing about, but who knows? I don't know. Is it on the floor? I felt sure I had it, you know. Well, that bit isn't on the floor, but that bit is. Oh, well. Oh, well. Mustn't grumble, must we? Right, let's just pop these little bits down just as they are. If I can get my glue out. Come along, glue. You're getting a little bit fed up, aren't you? Oh, this is really... I'm beginning to think I might need to water that down just the tiniest little bit with a little bit of... I've got some... it's a bit like nail varnish, but it's not nail varnish. It's what you use when you're using acrylic inks. And if I could think of the name of it, that might even help as well, mightn't it? God, my brain's completely gone this morning. Sorry, folks. I'm really struggling to think about things. Right, let's see if we can loosen that up a little bit to make use of it, because that's getting annoying now. It's all too gloopy, way too gloopy. Stand up. Right, let's see if that's helped at all. Oh, for goodness sake, Dawn, what's going on here? What's going on? Get out. Right. And we are back in the room. Okay, let's see. Has it helped? Hasn't it helped? Oh no, I needed to put a bit more on. Oh well. Pop that there. And I really am going to give up on this because it's so gloopy. It's just not wanting to play. I'm going to need to sort that out, and I'm not doing it on camera. So, and now I want to use this one, and this one's not working as well. Oh, do you know, honestly, these things are so sent to try us when we've least got the patience to deal with it, aren't they? Honestly. Least got the patience, for goodness sake. What's going on already? There we go. Can't really see that bit there, but never mind. Let's pop this bit down. The Nuvo glue does work, but it's the Fabri-Tac I do feel is a better option for this type of play. There we go. It's all very messy, isn't it? Right. Okay. So I think I'm okay with that. I like that quite a lot, actually. So little snippet, what have we got in there? So we've got tiny little scraps of paper that have just been cut off. You know, when you're making tags and things like that, when you cut off the corners of things, or you cut off the corners of papers, I save them all. So literally, there they all are, look. And I save them all, and I pop them in here. And then if I've got scraps of paper, I might cut them up and put them in there as well. And I've just put a little scrap piece of ribbon on the back just to give it a base. So that was its base. And then we've got little buttons that were just in my stash. We've got the tiniest little bits of lace on there, and the tiniest little bits of ribbon too, just to add that little bit of further dimension on it. And honestly, for that particular one, I don't think that needs any more than that. I'm actually really happy with that. So in the little bit of time I've got for today, I am going to go ahead and make another one. Probably not the same as this. I would like to, maybe you, oh, actually, would you like to see? I don't know. I want to make another one using these. These make fabulous little snippets as well, look. These little things where, you know, where you've punched your little round shapes out of and things like that, like this. Look how gorgeous this is, look. There, look, see? Now I want to make another one out of those. I'm just wondering, let me know in the comments if you'd like to see me make that, and I'll hold off making it for now because I've got lots of other things I can carry on with in the meantime. But let me know if you'd be interested in seeing that. And if you are, then I'll make one on camera. And yeah, otherwise I'll just go ahead and make one, and regardless. But that'll be it for today. That's all I'm doing for today. Just quick and simple and beautiful, of course. Absolutely love it. Little blue snippet to use in or on a page on the journal, and just so you can see what that actually looks like. Let me find a page that would look spiffing. Maybe this one actually, or maybe that's a bit too dark. There we go. You see, that's how it will look on the page. And then when you close your when you close your journal up, you can just have little bits sticking out the side to give a little bit of interest. So yeah, in actual fact, I might even use that round that way, because then you've got all the jaggedy little bits there coming out the side. Don't know. I've made that way round, and that's how I'm kind of viewing it now. But yeah, that's how it works anyway. All right. So you can go away, you can, you know, have a play yourself, see what you come up with, and you can do something as beautiful as that. And it will work in a journal on most pages, which is lovely. And you could even use it as a little side tuck as well, if you so desired. So that could come right across the page. You can use them as belly bands. You could even use them as a side belly band. There's lots of different things that you could do with them. You can put two together and use the whole thing as a like a deeper tuck, and that looks quite nice as well. I have done that previously, not on camera, but I have used that method previously in other works that I have done. And let me, is that page shorter than the rest? It is. That page is actually shorter than the rest. So with that page being shorter than the rest, the other thing you can do is to give that a little bit of height to make that the same sort of size as well. So lots of things, you see. Very, very useful little snippet. So that is that. I'm going to leave you all in peace now. I hope you have a lovely Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of your week. And I will look forward to seeing you all for Quickfire Friday. Take care, everybody. See you soon.